Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is an update on my psychology internship. If you've been following this channel or even my second channel at Brittney's Place, then you know that I was offered a psychology internship by one of my professors when I was in class, and I was super excited for the opportunity, and I have enjoyed and appreciated every aspect of the psychology internship. So I'm going to give you an update on how I'm feeling about it thus far, what I did, what I'm doing, and hopefully this will help someone out there that is considering or applying even for psychology internships, for someone that is interested in going into the field of psychology or any type of behavior analysis or analytic type of roles. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will try my best to answer them. So after you give the video a thumbs up and after you make sure that you are subscribed, we're going to get right into the video. Okay, I'm going to give you a moment to do that. I think everyone's done it. Thank you for those that have clicked the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. So without further ado, I am enjoying every aspect, like I mentioned, of the psychology internship. So when I first went into the practice, one of the first things that I did was I sat in the control room. And I sat in the control room waiting for my mentor to come in, and I'm actually the way that it works is I was assigned a mentor to shadow with. During the shadows, I didn't really know like what to expect or what I was going to be doing exactly. I had a vague description of some things that I was going to be doing that my professor wrote down on this tablet for me, or on this sheet of paper for me, but I had no idea of the specifics. So when I got there, I waited. When my mentor walked in, she gave me a tour of the clinic, the office, and I was really excited. I enjoyed seeing the different setups, the different therapy spaces, and also how scientific everything was, even down to like the placement. So there was a reason why they had a couch that was a certain color and a certain material in a certain spot. And there was a reason why they had certain colors up on their, or certain curtains up with certain colors. I mean, everything just had a scientific thought out process as to why it was here. And I thought that was so cool because I've never seen anything like that. I've always gone into a building, maybe like for work or for like a meeting, and there'd be decorations, but there never really was an explanation of why this is sitting right here. Besides, it just looks good and it flows with the aesthetic. So one of the staff members that were there, I don't know her exact title, but she's over like administration and like the HR and things like that, or she works in that department. And she was explaining how they can't move pictures around in their office because every even picture is placed in a certain area that the owner wants it in for specific reasons to promote successful therapy sessions. So I thought it was pretty cool learning about all of the different types of therapy that they do there. I was under the assumption that the therapy practices were going to be primarily centered around cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. I didn't know about the equine therapy that they're doing, and I'm going to be sharing a lot more information about that. That is so interesting. I didn't really know about like the active therapy sessions that they have where they're walking with clients. Some clients are even going out to like their ranches. I mean, it just kind of blew my mind when I actually got in there and saw everything that my professor, my manager now during the internship is doing. In class, she talked about a lot of her experiences with clients and gave us some examples, but she never really went into great detail on the business side. And so seeing her in this light and seeing everything that she's doing was just like, what, you're doing all of this plus you're a professor, is what I think is so inspiring. So once I got the tour, I sat down and I started going over different computer programs. So they created an email address for me. They created a Zoom account for me. They created different logins so that I can have access to some of the systems. And one of the systems that I was given an overview on was Therapy Notes. And I thought that Therapy Notes was so cool when I first saw it because I didn't know that therapists could literally like talk into Therapy Notes and everything just be right there. You know, they didn't have to actually sit there and type it out on their phone or their computer. They could literally speak into Therapy Notes and the notes would be there. and just seeing how everything works. So, the fact that the insurance note, the notes have to be in the system for insurance to be able to bill properly, and seeing what type of services insurance will cover and what type of services they won't, and what type of treatments. It was just so cool to see all of that system in general. And I could see how helpful that was and is to therapists, the therapy notes system. So I kind of got an overview on that and how to dictate therapy notes. What else did I go over? Also, on my first day, I went over some of the steps to become a psychiatrist. And so it was broken down a little bit differently than in school. Just hearing other people share their experiences on how, like, what programs they took when they got into their master's classes, and even how much in student loan debt they had, and some ways that they were able to get rid of some of their student loans. And I just thought it was so amazing to hear all that information. So after learning about that, I also kind of walked through some of the different therapy practices, and I was told to continue to come to like a Zoom meeting every Monday. So before I went into the office, I was given a Zoom link to hop on. And on the Monday Zoom calls, it's really informative. All the therapists are on the line, and the manager, my professor, she typically goes around and she pulls, she calls one person, and that person shares their experience with one of their clients. They don't provide any names or anything specific or anything like that, but just giving an example of what they're working on and what tools and methods they're using to bring forth the best success for that particular client. And then everyone weighs in on their thoughts and their ideas and different strategies that they've used to help in certain situations that may be similar to the situation that the initial therapist shared. And then of course my professor, she comes in and she provides more insight, and she shares more best how-to practices and different therapy tools and techniques. Today we learned about a technique by the name of, is it ACT therapy? I think that's what it's called. If it's not, I'll put it across the screen, but I thought that was so cool. We learned about breaking up different problems, being able to reframe certain thoughts with clients. So instead of a client looking at something as a big task, kind of looking at it as, one of the analogies was a monster. And when you look at this monster and the monster gets closer to you, you realize that this monster is made out of tin cans and rubber band. And you're like, oh, these tin cans and rubber bands aren't really that scary. So how can we conquer this monster? So we're gonna first take down this can, and this can represent maybe a stressor at their job. And then we're gonna also take away this can, and this can represent a stressor in maybe their home life. And, just kind of breaking down the issues into smaller pieces so that the client can conquer those pieces and feel more empowered, were some of the tips and strategies that we went over on this call. And I mean, I have tons of notes. The call was about an hour and a half, or an hour. I think it was an hour. And I learned so much about it. So aside from doing the dictating therapist notes and the Zoom calls, I'm also being put on different programs, like different projects, I should say, that the company is doing. So right now they're wanting to get more insurance companies to approve equine therapy. And so equine therapy is pretty much using horses as a therapy animal, similar to like therapy dogs. But a lot of insurance companies are struggling with seeing the concept, or maybe they're not struggling with seeing the concept, but with approving the insurance services for that, or for those type of sessions. So I'm on a project where I'm working toward getting different insurance companies or giving more insurance companies awareness to the equine therapy, and then also seeing what companies we can get to approve billing for certain equine therapy, for equine assisted therapy, excuse me, not just equine therapy, but equine assisted therapy. So I'm excited about that. I'm creating like the spreadsheet. I'll be doing that tonight, and I'll start calling different insurance companies tomorrow. Some of the other things that I will be doing consist of, what was some other things? I don't know if I'll be helping. I think initially I was told that I would be helping with some insurance, like billing for insurance, but I don't think I'll be doing that. But just going back to the first day that I was in the actual office, those were some of the things that I did. And I left there after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I saw so much, you know, just so much while I was there, just the different systems, and you know, as much as they could show me without compromising any confidentiality. And I also needed to fill out like a lot of paperwork before I was able to take this opportunity and actually come into the office. So it's really cool. I wish I had more information to give you all, but I'm still in the early phases of my internship. Just wanted to let you know some of the things that I've been doing. A lot of the work that I do is independent, as far as like the project that I'm working on, because I'm independently calling like when, the day that I set aside and the times that I set aside, which works great for my schedule. We still are collaborative, where I'm sharing the spreadsheet with the person in charge of the project, and I'm still collaborating with different interns, and I'm still giving updates to my prior professor / manager. So I'm just excited. I enjoy being in the area, just in the atmosphere with other people that are either working toward similar goals as me or have already achieved the goals that I'm looking to achieve. I find therapy so interesting, and just learning so many different ways up front that you can help people master, their minds, and be able to help them navigate life easier and more efficiently. It's just so rewarding, and I enjoy it so much. I enjoy learning so much. Currently, I'm in child psychology in school, and I'm doing nutrition. I took nutrition with the expectation that it was going to be super, super easy. And I can tell you that this nutrition class, it has a lot of like biology, it has a lot of immunology related terms and information. It just has a lot more than don't eat bad food. It's just so much more complex than I thought it was going to be. And so I found myself going back and actually rereading slower and taking notes on all of the chapters, because I'm like, I need to really get grounded in this information, because it is a lot more than what I thought I was signing up for. But I need that course to continue on with working toward the degree. So I will keep you all updated. Tomorrow I actually start doing the calls for the equine assistant therapy and working on that project. And not sure exactly how it's going to go, but I'm hoping that I will be able to spread awareness and get more insurance companies to sign off on getting insurance approved for those type of services. I'm also just excited to learn whatever else I can learn. Every time I'm in the presence of anyone that works for this company or any of my professors, thank God, they've always taught me something. I leave away learning or knowing something else that is just so exciting to me and rewarding. So that's my update so far with my internship, but my psychology internship. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know the duration. I think initially we were going to do like 6 months and to a year, but then I'm thinking now I may even do it longer than a year. I'm not sure yet. I'm just excited to even have this opportunity. So I will keep you all updated. I'll let you know what other projects I do and what other tasks I will be acclimated to as the time goes on. I do want to thank you all for watching. And again, if you have any questions, I don't know everything about the psychology internships at this point. I probably still won't, even after being I know I won't, even after being in this internship, but I'm more than happy to share my experiences and what I've learned thus far with you all. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you on the next video. Bye.